Page number 473. Yet ever they grew into each other more, until it seemed no power could rend apart.
Yes, but it's yet they grew into each other more until it seemed.
Okay, I have to connect now. Okay,
Connected, yes.
yeah. Yet ever they grew into each other more until it seemed no power could rend apart, since even the body's walls could not divide.
Wow. That's the beloved of the divine and his Shakti.
Mm.
Humans cannot get there yet.
Mm.
Carry on.
For when he wandered in the forest, oft her conscious spirit walked with him and knew his actions as if in herself he moved. He, less aware, thrilled with her from afar.
I'll amend my comment a little bit. There are people, and Sri Aurobindo has it in Savitri, who have lived long in love,
Mm.
and they know each other's thoughts and gestures.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
can happen. It's rare,
Yeah.
but it can happen.
Yeah.
It happened with me.
Yeah.
So we see that she's aware of him even when he goes into the forest.
Yeah.
Spirit walks with him. Our
Mm.
conscious spirit walks with him.
Mm.
And it knows his actions as if he moved in herself.
Mm.
So he is, okay, he is less aware, but he is still thrilled with her even when he's far from her.
Yeah.
He keeps that wonderful thrill.
Always the stature,
Stature,
stature. Always the stature of her passion grew. Grief, fear became the food of mighty love. Increased by its torment, it filled the whole world. It was all her life, became her whole earth and heaven.
yeah, we see that grief and fear very often can become the food of mighty love
Yeah.
because it's especially when someone has an incurable illness.
Hmm.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
These children's cancer wards are they're devastating to see these little ones without any hair and knowing they're going to die.
Yeah.
So we see that grief and fear has become the food of mighty love and increased by its torment. It
Hmm.
filled the whole world. It was
Hmm.
all her life. It became her whole earth and heaven.
Yeah. Although life born an infant of the hours, immortal it walked, unslayable as the gods. Her spirit stretched measureless in strength divine, an anvil for the blows of fate and time, or tired of sorrow's passionate luxury, grief's self became calm, dull-eyed, resolute, awaiting some issue of its fiery struggle, some deed in which it might forever cease, victorious over itself and death and tears.
Well, have we done? I guess we've done time and we've done fate.
Fate, yes.
So this is a very powerful passage here. Uh,
Mm.
although a life born, because Savitri is born in life, she's a human being here,
Yeah.
even though she's going to realize that she's an incarnation of the mother.
Mm.
That she's still an infant of the hours because she's
Yeah.
life born.
Yeah.
And yet she is immortal
Mm.
and she's unslayable as the gods, and her
Mm.
spirit stretches measureless in divine strength. But
Mm.
that only becomes an anvil. You know what an anvil is?
No.
Okay, and when when uh, when you're in a smith's uh, in a smith's shop, he will be forging metal. Maybe he's going to make a sword, or maybe he's going to make a shovel or something. Now he
Okay.
has to have something to hit that against.
Mm.
That's the anvil.
Okay. So like a tool to,
No. It's a big, heavy piece of iron.
yeah, like a tool, which the machinery tool.
No, it's not a tool. It's like a, what shall I say? It's like uh, a thick piece of iron that's
Yeah.
solid onto the floor.
Floor. Okay.
And
Oh, okay, okay,
he
okay.
will hammer that
Ah, I understood. I understood. The one that supports for him to use the tool on.
for him.
Like,
Yes.
yes. Yeah.
Good for you. Very good. That's an anvil. And sometimes we speak of man being the anvil of the gods
Ah.
because they can beat on him, huh? Shape him
Mm. Yeah.
like you shape the metal. See,
Mm. Yeah.
this incredible line, it just hits me so hard. Or tired of sorrow's passionate luxury. So
Mm.
you know when we get into sorrow, we go into an area that is so dark and so depressing,
Mm.
so deep. And yet Sri Aurobindo calls it a passionate luxury. So,
Yes.
but then you see, grief self became calm, but it became calm in a different way, dull eyed, resolute. So it's
Mm.
sort of like, what is it like? It's like when someone just gives up on life, gives up on everything.
Mm.
And you become calm because there's nothing else. You're just like a dummy.
Mm.
Resolute, firm or determined, unwavering, set in purpose. That's resolute.
Mm.
So grief self, but here grief self does become calm, but it's still dull eyed. But it's also still resolute. It's still firm, unwavering. And why is it like that, or what is it waiting for? It's awaiting some issue of its fiery struggle, some deed in which it might forever cease. Wow! Victorious over itself and death and tears. So it's a strange consciousness, isn't it?
Mm.
And it's certainly awaiting some issue, some result of
Mm.
this fiery struggle, which is the struggle that such one's going to die very, very soon.
Yeah.
Some deed in which it might forever cease, and then be victorious over itself and death and tears. So we do a little more, and then
Yeah, we can do. I'm just trying to get a little more clarity into the these lines that I read, but when I read it, I didn't get it so well. So I'll read this again. Resolute, you said, is more like unwavering, right? Like
yes, it's unwavering. It's set in its purpose. It's firm, determined.
yeah, firm, determined. So it is like this. The grief was there, and it was unwavering, and it is anticipating this issue or this deed that would never um, stop to happen, or and Eventually, it will become victorious over itself.
and death and tears.
And tears, yeah, and death would come and the tears would come. Okay, so I'll read those four lines again.
It's victorious over itself and death and tears. So it's
Tears, okay.
victorious over all of them.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, there's a difference there.
So I read again from an anvil for the blows of fate and time.
Uh, no, I think it's better that you start with although life born.
Okay, I'll do that. Although life born, an infant of the hours, immortal it walked, unslayable as the gods, her spirit stretched measureless in strength divine, an anvil for the blows of fate and time, or tried or tired of sorrow's passionate luxury, grief's self became calm, dull-eyed, resolute, awaiting some issue of its fiery struggle, some deed in which it might forever cease, victorious over itself and death and tears. Yeah,
Yes,
I got it better
you
now.
got it better now. But
Yeah.
see what's really happening here is that her spirit is stretching out
Mm.
endlessly, measureless,
Mm.
in divine strength, huh?
Mm-hmm.
In divine strength.
Yeah.
So what we are seeing that it is an anvil for the blows of fate and time. So the
Yeah.
fate and time are hammering on that on
That grief.
her
Yeah.
being on her
Yeah.
being.
Yeah.
And so then we see that next, and or she becomes tired of sorrow's passionate luxury,
Mm.
and then grief self becomes calm. It becomes dull-eyed, no doubt, but it's still resolute, and it's
Mm.
awaiting some issue of this very fiery
Mm.
struggle of life and death. Huh?
Mm.
She doesn't want him to leave. We've just
Mm.
so much about how close they are.
Yeah. Mm.
Now we're going to go into a very, very interesting section of Savitri when Sri Aurobindo is going to, well, let's just start it and then I'll tell you.
Okay. The year now paused upon the brink of change. No more the storm sailed with stupendous wings, and thunder strode in wrath across the world. But still was heard a muttering in the sky, and rain dripped wearily through
No,
the mournful
wearily.
weir. The
You see,
rain dripped.
if we said warily, somebody's warily, that's another word altogether.
Okay,
Warily is on guard. You walk warily, but this is wearily, tiredly.
okay,
The difference?
yeah,
You have to use the ear, weir. You see the ear in that word?
yeah, like wear and tear.
No,
No, okay,
no. Okay. This is wearily, and it means
weir.
tiredly.
Okay,
So, rain,
weir.
you see, the monsoon is ending now.
Hmm.
And so now the year is paused on the brink of change. And what is that brink? Well, first of all, the storms are not sailing anymore with these gigantic wings of storm.
Yeah,
Stupendous means of astounding force or degree,
yeah. Hmm.
volume even. So the storms are not sailing anymore with those. And thunder strode in wrath across the world. Wrath is fierce anger.
Yeah,
So it's no more the storm sailed or the thunder strode in wrath across the world, but
Mm.
still there was heard a muttering in the sky. Now,
Yeah.
it's that beautiful muttering when you say to someone, "Why are you muttering?"
Mm.
Not speaking clearly, but
Yeah.
the rain is muttering, and it's dripping tiredly through the mournful air.
Understood.
And these gray, slow drifting clouds are over the earth, but
Mm.
there's no longer the monsoon.
Mm.
So
Okay.
we found that out now because
Yeah.
the year has paused upon the brink of change.
Mm.
And the storms are not sailing anymore with these huge wings, and thunder's not striding in wrath across the world. But
Mm.
but still, it's not over yet. There's a muttering in the sky because the rain is dripping wearily through the mournful air, and gray, slow drifting clouds are shutting in the earth. What
Mm.
an image, you see. It's the image
Yeah.
of change from the monsoon to spring.
Yeah. Yeah. So her grief's heavy sky shut in her heart,
Okay,
a
now we
still.
stop there for a moment. You see, he's comparing this with the slow drifting clouds that are shutting in the earth.
Mm.
And he says, therefore, grief's heavy sky also shut in her heart.
Mm.
How beautiful, huh?
Mm.
Those two lines together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we're going to find out something else.
A still self hid, a still self hid behind, but gave no light. No voice came down from the forgotten heights, only in the privacy of its brooding pain, her human heart spoke to the body's fate.
Yes, her human heart spoke to the body's fate. It's speaking to the body's fate. Huh?
Mm.
In the privacy of its brooding pain. So there's still brooding pain.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you see this still self,
Mm.
it's hiding behind, but it's not giving any light as yet.
Mm.
She's not awakened to her true self.
Yeah. Okay.
And no voice has even come down from the heights.
Mm. That's he's referring to Narad?
No, this is
No. That's
Savitri.
Savitri's own voice. Okay.
Well, you see, what's happened here, he's speaking of the change in the
Mm.
earth. Monsoon is
Okay.
over, but there's
Okay.
still a little rain dripping through the air, right?
Mm.
And the
Mm.
slow drifting clouds are shutting in the earth, and the sun can't get through.
Yeah.
So that same heavy sky of grief is shut in her heart.
Mm.
Now, behind, there's a still self. Of course, that's in all of us, but
Yeah.
it's given her no light as yet.
Yeah.
No, and no voice came down. She's not heard from the divine or anything from the
Mm.
forgotten heights. Why are they forgotten heights? Because when we take birth, we forget where we came from.
Yeah.
We can't even remember past births.
Yeah.
And yet we've had been here hundreds of times. We've been
Yes.
reborn.
Yeah.
Especially us, my
Yeah.
dear, because
Yeah.
we wouldn't be here right now at the turn of this great evolutionary uh, nexus where the supermental has been brought down onto Earth. We have lived in many times before. There's
Mm.
that beautiful poem of Phillips in Marpessa where he says, I have I am aware of births far back and lives in many stars. What a line, huh? So only in the privacy of the brooding pain in her
Mm.
heart, her human heart spoke to the
Yeah.
body's fate. Remember, we even saw that she was going to thinking of leaving her body.
Yeah, yeah, along with him. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So this is a wonderful ending for us today. And
Yes.
how about a long reading now from, let me get it here. Um,
Or Narad,
it,
I was thinking as it's your birthday, maybe we can read something, any of your lines, which is very favorite of yours. Like not from these lines, but overall, in the,
but I
we can
have so
read a few
many,
lines.
I have so many favorites. And, yeah, okay, we could go to the Soul's Choice. Yeah, I'm just working on that actually now. Sure, Binno, speaking of these heavens that have come down,
Mm,
and Savitri is looking at all of these things.
okay.
Seeing now, I have page 676.
Okay.
This is what she's seeing.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Arrived to fathom a deep physical joy. The heart was a torch lit from infinity. The limbs were trembling densities of soul. These were the first domains, the outer courts, immense, but least in range and least in price, the slightest ecstasies of the undying gods. Higher her swing of vision swept, and new, admitted through large sapphire opening gates into the wideness of a light beyond. These were but sumptuous decorated doors to worlds nobler, more felicitously fair. Endless aspired the climbing of those heavens. Realm upon realm received her soaring view. Then, on what seemed one crown of the ascent, where finite and infinite are one, immune she beheld the strong immortal seats, who live for a celestial joy and rule the middle regions of the unfading ray. Great forms of deities sat in deathless tears, eyes of an unborn gaze towards her leaned through a transparency of crystal fire. In the beauty of bodies wrought from rapture's lines, shapes of entrancing sweetness, spilling bliss, feet glimmering upon the sunstone courts of mind, heaven's cup-bearers bore round the Eternal's wine. Wow. So we'll end it there today. There's so much we have yet to discover. I love you.
Love you so much. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day. And are you coming to India soon?
Probably in 10 days, yeah. 10 or 12.
Okay, the visa you got sorted?
I should, my application arrives there tomorrow. Everything is completed. They have my passport, they have my photo, and they will send me back the visa. Probably I'll get it Tuesday or Wednesday.
It's a business visa?
No, it's entry visa to be an Orovillean.
Ah, okay.
Secretary of Oroville has signed the letter of request.
Okay, that's beautiful.
So I have a year, but then they'll just extend it and all. That's great.
I'm so, so happy to hear this. Thank you so much, Narad.
You're welcome.